Hello everyone, it's SpawnPoiint and today we're taking a look at a brand new 2022 mechanical gaming keyboard from Corsair. This is the K70 RGB Pro. Now we've seen a lot of gaming keyboards over the years, but this one's different. It's got a minimal style with an aluminium frame, Cherry MX switches, customizable backlighting, and it's up to 8 times faster than a conventional keyboard. Now it still retains the iconic elements from the K70 range, but it's got some subtle updates and sets a new bar for performance. Today we'll get this unboxed and we'll talk about the keycaps and switches, RGB elements, performance and the onboard macro settings. I'll also show you the iCUE software that allows you to completely customize the key colors and functions. As always, the timestamps and the product links are in the description to the keyboard and any gear that I show you today. And taking a quick look at the box, it's got a nice black and yellow style to it along with a textured feel. A few key features are mentioned on it too, including the aluminium frame and the AXON processing. We'll get this opened up and see what's inside. There's the keyboard itself, which feels a lot heavier than I was expecting, but it feels solid. And under that there's the warranty card and the safety information. There's no manual or setup instructions as they are available through the website or the iCUE software. And here's a braided USB-C cable and a newly designed magnetic palm rest. And that's everything that we get inside the box, but you will notice there's no keycap puller or spare keys, which I was actually surprised about at first, as typically this is something you would expect to see. And here it is, this is the K70 RGB Pro. Now for a gaming keyboard, this looks clean. Yes, it's got the RGB functionality, but the frame and the overall design doesn't scream gaming. And you know what? That's actually perfect for me. The chassis is aluminium, so it feels solid as well as being durable and premium to the touch. I also love the black brushed finish to it. The K70 is a full-size keyboard with a numpad, something I've always preferred over the 60% versions. With this you get all of the keys you would expect to see along with some extra media and function keys across the top. Over the last few K70 models, we've seen different Corsair logos appearing across the top, but it's nice to see that they've gone for a simplified logo here on the 2022 model. There's no text, no gaming font, just the Corsair logo, which is also backlit when the keys are on. This little panel at the top doesn't just show the logo, it also shows you a handful of LED icons too. These include the macro record indicator, volume mute, win lock, num lock, caps lock and the scroll lock. Underneath the keyboard, it's got the K70 branding along with some rubber pads to keep it in place. You can also increase the height of the keyboard by flipping the feet outwards. And here's what it looks like with and without the feet in use. You might also be interested in how big this keyboard is, so here are the dimensions. So depending on your location, the keyboard will come with 104 or 108 keys. They are PBT Double Shot Pro keycaps, which Corsair say resists wear, fading and shine, something that I've seen happen to many keyboards over the years. The text or the font size is pretty big on these keys, but not as big as the previous models that we've had before. But it's what's under the keycaps is where it matters. The K70 is rocking 100% Cherry MX RGB switches. I've got the red ones here, but you can choose red, blue, brown, silent red or speed silver. I've only had 2 mechanical keyboards before this one, so I'm not a pro and I'm not a hobbyist. But what I can tell you is these switches and caps feel great. They are fast and responsive with very little travel or noise. For gaming this is perfect as you don't really want loud or clicky keys, but take a listen to this and see what you think. So these switches and caps not only sound great, they are incredibly fast and responsive. The K70 offers up to 8000Hz hyperpolling on PC and Mac, and up to 1000Hz on Xbox. This is made possible by Corsair's own AXON Hyper-Processing technology that will transmit your inputs up to 8 times faster than other gaming keyboards. They also have the full N-key rollover, or NKRO, and 100% anti-ghosting. This ensures that every key press registers no matter how fast you play or type. This keyboard is rapid, and if you are a gamer, you simply will not be disappointed. Now, is a gaming keyboard a real gaming keyboard without RGB? Well, the RGB backlighting on this is awesome with loads of customization. The lighting can be set per key or across the entire board with 16.8 million colours. You can literally create any combo or design you can think of. Out of the box there are dozens of different lighting modes which can be selected using the function keys and a number between 0 and 9. For example, 1 will show you the spiral rainbow, 2 is the rain effect, 3 is the rainbow wave, and 4 is the visor mode. All of these look awesome for default presets, but if you don't want a pulsing RGB, you can press 0 to show a static colour instead. And then if you keep tapping 0, it will cycle through the different colours available. You can also adjust the speed of the wave or the pulse by pressing a function key and the plus or the minus keys. The fact that you can create, edit and save up to 50 profiles on the K70 is just incredible. There's an internal 8MB memory too, which means you can save all the profiles directly onto the board. And with up to 20 layers of lighting effects, there's almost an unlimited amount of customization possible. But to create a full custom layout, you'll want to use the iCUE software from Corsair. I will cover this in a few minutes, but it works on both Windows and Mac, and it lets you even download profiles from online. I like the fact that we've got some dedicated media keys across the top. These have changed position very slightly over the previous models, but they offer the same functionality. There's the stop, back, play and pause and forward buttons, all of which control whatever media you're watching or listening to. The volume roller has a really nice texture to it, and you can actually customize the function in the iCUE software. On the top left there's a profile key, and this is what lets you cycle through the different profiles that you've created. And as mentioned, up to 50 profiles can be created or stored on the keyboard. You can adjust the brightness of the keyboard by tapping this button and it will decrease it by 20%. Or you can completely switch it off if you don't want that RGB vibe. And lastly, you've got the Windows lock key, and this actually disables the Windows key from working completely. This is ideal when gaming, as you won't accidentally hit it and close the game that you're playing. I don't normally use palm rest, but this detachable palm rest has had a nice redesign. It's got a textured soft touch pattern with a small Corsair logo in the middle. The palm rest is actually magnetic, so it snaps into the keyboard. There's no worries about it moving around or being knocked while in use. The textured pattern not only looks nice, but it also increases grip and comfort while gaming. So let's talk about the connectivity. Well, this is a wired keyboard, so it comes with a detachable USB-C cable. As I showed you before, it is a braided cable too, so it feels thick and premium. Now the keyboard itself is USB-C with a recessed port in the back, while the cable has a USB 3.0 Type A connector to plug into your PC, Mac or Xbox. Now it's not wireless, which might surprise you if you're used to using a Bluetooth mechanical keyboard, but for gaming this is pretty standard. It's the most effective way to ensure speed and performance. On the back of the keyboard is a tournament switch. When turning this on, it puts the keyboard into a competition compliant mode. Now this will disable the custom actions and macros, it changes the backlight into a single colour, and it offers basic operation without profiles or profile switching. This is perfect for that distraction-free gaming mode. All you need to do is move the switch to the right and it will light up red, then flip the cover over to lock it into place. All of the keys will now shine red, which is the default colour, but you can change this in the settings to any other colour you'd prefer. Now the K70 also supports onboard macro recording. This means you can record any key combination, shortcuts, text input or opening apps. All can be done with a simple macro key. So all you need to do here is press and hold the lock key for 2 seconds, press the keys that you wish to record, then press the lock key again, and then finally press the key or the function key that you wish to save it with. From now on, every time you press that new key or the function and that new key, the macro will kick in. The fact that you can use this to input text or open apps could literally be a game changer. But also from a productivity point of view, this is awesome. So the keyboard offers loads of functionality, but the K70 RGB Pro also launches with the next generation iCUE software, including a brand new UI. This software allows you to fully customize the keyboard profiles, colors, keys, and loads more. If you've used the iCUE software before, you will be familiar with it, but it's incredible how much control you've got over the keyboard through this. The key assignments option allows you to customize the behavior of any key, and keys can be mapped to show text inputs, media control, or launch an app. Even the volume roller is programmable. And as mentioned before, the RGB lighting on this keyboard can be fully customized. You can create custom presets or colors for the entire board or just selected keys. The customization on this is incredible, but if you do need inspiration, there are profiles available on the website which you can actually download and use. iCUE works on both Mac and PC, but not on Xbox. You can create profiles on RGB modes while it's plugged into the Mac or the PC, then save them to the onboard memory, and now you can swap those profiles by pressing the profile button while it's plugged into an Xbox. The performance mode allows you to customize the Win lock behavior. It disables the Windows key by default, but you can also disable the Alt tab, the Alt F4 and the Shift tab too. And finally, under device settings, you can change the advanced settings and update the firmware from here. Things like the polling rate can be adjusted for the full AXON experience, brightness levels, current language layout and fine-tuning the key switch debounce. So this was a first look and hands-on with the new K70 RGB Pro, Corsair's 2022 mechanical gaming keyboard. For £170 or $170, I think this is a great keyboard. It feels solid, it's fast, has macro and key remapping, as well as loads of RGB customization. If you're a PC gamer, this could be the best gaming keyboard on the market right now, especially for the price. Now, I've mentioned this before, but I primarily game on the Xbox or the PlayStation 5. But this year could be the year that I finally jump into building a gaming PC for myself. Let me know in the comments what you currently game on. Are you PC or are you console? And whether I should give PC gaming a try. And if you've got any advice for me, please drop those in the comments as well. Well, you just made it to the end of today's video, so thank you for watching. And here's a couple of other videos you might be interested in watching next. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel and turn notifications on so you don't miss my next upload. You can also follow me over on Instagram and Twitter. Until next time.